These canyon walls, the plants and the animals that live within them, provided everything that the people living here needed to survive. And I want to take you inside of this cliff dwelling. It is super cool. It's estimated that up to 70 people lived here at one time. And they made these structures just out of the not brick, but the stone off of the cliff sides, and some mortar. And thank goodness the park allows you to come on in and enjoy these habitats. Can you imagine living here? One, the temperature is a lot cooler, which is super nice. This is a really deep, not necessarily cave, but sort of, I don't know, maybe it is a cave. I think the ceiling's black because they probably did a lot of cooking and burning of fires in here. And the views outside are fantastic. Here's one little area. I'm thinking that possibly maybe fires were built in those little structures there. And all these little nooks might have been like storing cabinets for food or hunting supplies, maybe even clothing. I've never been in a cliff dwelling like this before, where there was so much accessible to the people. And in the back, it's really deep. So here's another little space that people can live. So it's kind of neat how they built these. They did the brick and mortar, and then when they wanted sort of a ceiling structure, in one direction, they laid down timbers, and not really big timbers. They're not really that thick. Here's an old timber right here. As you can see, it's maybe only 3 inches. So they weren't doing a lot of big lumbering. And you can also see right here, the Forest Service took a sample, probably to figure out how old this was and try to give it a time frame. So they would just core it out and compare it to other trees in the area. Then what they would do, probably in a crisscross pattern, is lay down some tree bark and then a little bit more clay and mortar. So one direction would be the wood, and then in the other direction, they would sort of checker pattern or crisscross the materials to make a roof. These are probably air holes, just to keep the circulation going. I could imagine it might get a little smoky in here or stuffy. There's another little room. Oh, and there's Mr. Ahrens. You have something that you want to teach us, Mr. Ahrens?
I just think it's really interesting, their use of space.
Yeah.
And the way that they went ahead, and as you'll see further down, there's some smaller rooms that they kind of blocked off. Probably storage.
Yeah. Lots of storage space. This place is really, really cool. I'm just gonna, what? Let's go do some more exploring. Can you imagine having this as your view right outside your house? This is really cool. Here's a ladder. I don't know if that ladder is original or sort of recreated. The park did do some recreation of here. And in certain areas you can kind of tell what is new and what is original. Another space. Wow, very wide space.
Like a family room.
Maybe this was the living room. What's in here? Oh.
I took core samples from this as well.
Oh, where?
Right here, they actually did 2
Oh,
core
right,
samples.
yeah. So here's some more core sampling.
74A and 74B.
And this one fell out.
No, it's actually in there.
Oh,
It's
is
way in the hole.
This was most definitely storage, don't you think?
I would think.
Looks like
yeah.
that bottom one is kind of removable.
Maybe that it was 2 layers, because if you see the stick coming out the side, I wonder if there was a floor So it was an upper and a lower.
Possibly. Yeah, last night we had a mouse get into our, oh, let's climb this, into our truck, and he ate some of our stuff. So most definitely these people would want to protect their food and their supplies. Whoa. This place is cool.
Think those are original corn cobs down in there?
Original corn cobs. Oh, maybe. I don't know. They did plant corn, squash, beans. Those plants tend to do well together. A lot of Native American populations ate that. This is just gigantic. I don't think I've ever been in such a large dwelling. And this is the end. How cool. It almost feels like I took a step back in time. Todd, would you like to live here?
What's that?
Would you like to live here?
Sure would be nice to have running water and in-home plumbing.
That's true. Although 3 fingers of the Gila converge in this canyon,
Right, true.
which would make it a really important place for people to live because water is essential for life.
Yeah.
Closing words?
I just think it's really neat, and it's interesting to see what people can do, even with a minimal amount of tooling and equipment. Just being able to make mud and mortar and have something last 700-800 years.